This is Wake the F Up podcast.
F is for fabulous.
I'm Andy Dooley.
And I'm Kat Torres. Wake the F Up is all about celebrating the great drama of life, the beauty and the brutality. And
tapping into your true divinity, your creativity, because you are the universe pretending to be human.
It's fabulous. The whole idea is to get free, right?
This is freeing yourself from the lack and limitation and separation. You know, that's what imagination does. It frees you from lack, limitation, and separation. And so by you writing down the vision, by you then reading the vision back, speaking the vision out loud, and at first you might not really feel it. The belief and emotion hasn't really got established yet, but you keep reading it and feeling it, reading it and feeling it. Pretty soon, you know, like this is how this, you're already living it before it shows up. And then you don't even care if it shows up, and then it shows up.
Right.
Yes, we are here. Wake the F Up podcast live from Breckenridge, Colorado.
And from Gold Coast, Burleigh Heads, Australia. F is for fabulous. Thanks for turning up, everybody.
Yeah, we are really excited about today's episode number 7. And it is called Visualize to Materialize, Crafting Your Ideal Reality.
Lovely.
Yes. So Kat and I are going to share different tools and techniques that we've developed over the years. We both have visualized many things into manifestation and talk about the different approaches, the do's and the don'ts, share some personal stories, give you some insights to get you inspired about visualizing again. Because when you pull back and you remember that you are the deliberate creator of your life, you're God, you're the universe pretending to be human, and that we have this gift of imagination that enables us to go beyond what is current reality and then to see it better than it is. And then to allow a vision that we're holding in our imagination to inspire us, to even guide us. And talking about different tools and techniques, I'm going to do a couple guided visualizations here. That'll be, maybe 2 or 3 minutes to have, so you can have an experience while you're listening and get pen and paper to take some notes. And I'm really excited. And I know Kat is all about the vision and visioning. What's the thing you do?
Visioning. Yeah. So, I want to just quickly comment on something you said there that, imagination is the great gift. And you know what? I want to say that imagination is responsibility, man, because we are accidentally rehearsing worst case scenarios all day long. So many people accidentally use visualization to actually hold themselves back. They get accidentally snagged because they think that they're, doing their due diligence and just, saving for a rainy day. Meanwhile, what's really going on is that there is an accidental rehearsal of the worst case scenarios, which is in fact using the imaging faculty in a mismanifestation or a spiritual malpractice, if you will. So, I want to begin. As the rubber hits the road here with Wake the F Up, just remember that your imagination is your responsibility. Use it wisely.
Big responsibility, because, we are the creators, and we've all done it, where we visualize what we don't want to have happen, and we start rehearsing it in our head. I don't want this to happen. Don't want this to happen. Like, I remember one time I was on a surf trip to El Salvador, and I was with a friend, and we're in Miami airport flying to El Salvador. And we give our surfboards and our board bags to this guy and gave him $20 each, and to make sure the boards got on the plane safely and arrived safely. And the guy's like, yeah, I got you. I'll make sure they get on the plane. So we arrive in El Salvador and we get to the baggage check claim. And sure enough, our surfboards didn't make it on the plane. And then my friend, this guy, he was like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I'm like, what do you mean you knew this was going to happen? He had already been rehearsing the worst case scenario. And then sure enough, I was the newbie on the trip. And sure enough, he manifested exactly what he didn't because he was rehearsing the worst case scenario.
Right. I think it's a quote from Bob Marley. He says something along the lines of, totally paraphrasing, but like, worrying is like, praying to the devil or something like that. But there is some sort of thing that happens when we misuse our imaginations, when we misuse the imaging faculty. And I'm saying misuse, I'm just saying it's a sloppy use of it. It's just a accidental use of it. And we think we're doing our due diligence. So old mate there, your friend there, obviously had heard stories or, had just, that was in his field. And so he watered the garden just enough for it to happen. I mean, really, we should applaud him for being so powerful. It's really quite cool, instantaneous manifestation.
Yeah, instantaneous. And it is. The more we see it, it just starts to creep up. The image starts to get a little stronger. The emotion gets a little stronger. And we can learn. Because I would think most of us, and I'm guilty of this, of manifesting what I don't want and visualizing, unfortunately, like, oh, I don't want that to happen, don't want it to happen, then it happens. And so what we notice, we like you said, you water it a little bit, you start to feel a little more emotion, you see it again, you water it, you tell somebody, don't want this to happen, let's make sure this doesn't happen. And so you're nurturing it, feeling it into existence.
And we laugh, ha, ha, ha. But this is a really great red flag. It's a very useful thing to understand because, a lot of the time we're drawn to this work, like at the Manifestors Cafe or in the Game of Nowism, we're drawn to this work because you need to just freaking stop and you need to wake the F up. Like, you need to stop actually looping on the things that you don't want to have happen. Having the same looping problems in relationship, having the same sloppy bank account, having the same like confusion in your career. This is often why we come to this practice. And so for those of you out there in the jungles of time and space, we see you, Miss Manifester, and it's okay. It is okay. Because by actually, now just stay tuned, because as we dive deeply into, a higher use of your Imaginarium, and ways for you to actually play in this space that are working for you instead of against you, you can actually course correct, you can shift and lift, you can actually be the upgrade that you've been asking for just by understanding the actual methods and techniques of how you're using imagination.
Yeah. I remember one time, one of my first experiences of, having a vision and then really seeing it manifest. And you being a deliberate creator, you really want to harness this tool. If you're not practicing deliberate, positive, fun visualizations, I want to inspire you today to do that. And here is a story when I was really blown away. When back in the t-shirts day, when Mike and my mom and we were selling t-shirts out of a push cart in Orlando, Florida, some of you might have heard the story. I would visualize myself selling t-shirts, like selling more t-shirts than my mom, because my mom worked a shift and then I'd work a shift and then Mike would work a shift and we're all trying to outsell each other. And I would visualize selling more t-shirts. And I remember one night, like I sold 10 t-shirts in one night. And it was something I'd visualized, and I set the record, and I was like, oh my God, I visualized it. I saw it, and I did it. And so, we have those first tastes when we start feeling like, wait a minute, I really do create. And if I see it and feel it and believe it, and I start telling the story and acting on it, wow, I am going to see this happen.
Yes. And isn't it a beautiful thing to see yourself stretch in that direction and receive the manifestation? I want to actually just notice in that story there too, Annie, that like there was obviously an excitement in the air and a little bit of a competitive drive, but there wasn't a great ache. There wasn't I must sell 10 t-shirts tonight. It wasn't and this is where, there's why is it sometimes we can manifest certain things so easily, and then other things, usually our greatest desires, They seem a lot harder to manifest, and it has to do with our energy, our state of being. In the game of Nowism, I talk about how the energy of the ache is actually one of the great kryptonites to manifestation. It is one of the blocks. It gets in the way of you being in a momentum, being easy about it, being in flow, being the right condition for the manifestation. And so, check in with where maybe whatever it is that you want to work on today, if you're going to visualize with us today, check in just a little bit with how much do you want this thing? Are you in a zone where you really, 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 really need it, want it, need it? I must have this thing. Or are you able to soften your focus here a little bit, soften your urgency, and connect with the trust energy that there is actually something wonderful that's trying to happen through your life, and that what you want actually wants you. And so that by you getting out of the way and providing a fertile condition for manifestation, then the universe can do its thing.
Yeah. And I want to do a visualization right now. It'll be a fun 2 to 3 minute one. And I want to it reminds me of a quote from Seth. Jane Roberts channeled Seth way back in the day. And Seth said, "You have been given the gifts of gods, where you create your reality. And one of your most important tools in your toolkit for reality creation is imagination." Oh.
Yes, it is.
So there's this visualization I'll do, and it'll work for all of us, no matter what you want, because it's a general visualization that'll get you into the feeling of opening the door to everything that you've been asking for. So it's really about you getting into the feeling, finding the frequency of your desire manifested. And what I do is I'll guide you through this simple visualization, and it'll no matter where you're at, whatever your current reality is, if it's hard, if it's struggling, it's still going to just shift you, like Kat says, shift and lift. All right, so let's start off with 3 nice deep breaths, and we'll drop in. So big breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Another big breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Let it all go. One more. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Hold it. Gently push it down. Move it around. 1, 2, 3. Let it go. Dropping in. Focusing on the ease and flow of your breath. Breathing into your heart. And visualize a beautiful light in the center of your chest. And see this light getting brighter and brighter with each breath. And feel your body beginning to vibrate with love, light, magic, and infinite possibilities. And just feel the ease and flow of your breath. Feel yourself going gently down the stream. Just letting it all go. Remembering that life is but a dream. So just feel yourself releasing, relaxing. And feel just how good it feels to just let go and flow. And now allow yourself to start to just feel your way forward. Feel your way into being happy. Maybe see what you would be doing if you were happy. Feel abundance in your life. Like breathe in abundance right now. Breathe in health and well-being right now. And feel your body vibrating with wealth, appreciation, health, good, even go ahead and put a smile on your face right now. And just allow yourself to feel that you are raising your vibration. Now, I want you to imagine you're in your house and that you're going to be walking to the front door and you're inside your house. And in a moment, I'm going to have you stand in front of your front door, but you're inside the house. And you're going to put your hand on the door handle. And when I tell you, you're going to open up the door. And you're going to let in all the good stuff. You're going to let in love and laughter and abundance. You're going to let in health and well-being. You're going to let in opportunities and world travel, all the things that you've been putting out to the universe, into your vortex, all the things you've been asking for now. Imagine it's outside your door. And you're standing in your home right in front of your front door. And on the other side is all the goodies. So it's a high vibe out there. So you got to raise the vibe, that excitement, letting it in, visualize the laughter, the friends, the time off, the healthy body, being with loved ones. Just feel like that general, my life is good. I'm the creator. Just feel all that energy, feel it rising. So now you put your hand on the door handle and get ready to start turning that door handle slowly. 1, you're slowly turning it, turning a little more, you're slowly opening it. And then 3, boom, you open the door wide open and just feel the love and light flood into your body. And you're now receiving all that you've been asking for. Breathe into that. And if there's one thing specific, a vision you have in your mind, go ahead, see it in your mind now. A picture, a snapshot, see it. See yourself in the picture, being, doing, and having. Yeah, and feel the excitement, the passion, the yes, I am a creator, I'm living it, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, I'm thriving, I did it, I did it, I did it. And now on the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 1, let's take this love and light and energy and ground it into our bodies. Breathe into this energy, pulling it all into you. You're now vibrating the frequency of all your desires. 2, go ahead and appreciate and celebrate. See the picture in your mind again. What's it look like? Feel the energy, the laughter, the love, the abundance. 2.5, giving thanks for the journey, the contrast, the clarity, all of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love my life. I love my life. And 3, kaboom. You are ready to rock.
I'm so rocking right now. It's really good to have a moment with the dual star to rehearse best case scenarios. And what I love about that visualization is that your specifics can be pretty general, like there's often, Andy, and I'm sure you find this too with your people, I get the question of like, yeah, but what if I don't know what I want or what I want to build or where I want to live or what sort of colored Ferrari I want? Like, what if I haven't chosen it yet? And what I love about Andy's visualizations is really about rehearsing a vibration. It's really about workshopping an energy that if all of your dreams came true, how would that feel? And what that means is a smile on your dial. It means your heart open. It means you looking over and feeling loved and seen and validated and like that you belong and that life is brilliant and that there is an adventure and there is a momentum. Like these are not things in their conception. They are energies. They are vibrations. And so for those of you who aren't really sure about what it is you want to create, I actually think you're in a sweet position because we know what you want. What you want is freedom and trust and love and abundance and overflow and vitality and wholeness and wellness and creativity. You want ease, you want flow, you want harmony and grace. Like you're shopping for a vibe. No matter what it is we all think we want, we actually are craving a state of being. And so let yourself off the hook if you don't really know what you want yet and just aim for the vibrational state of being. And from there, and this is where it's a little bit of a sweet little secret, if you actually leave the details to the universe, man, like hold on to your hat because actually life cracks open into the most radical, great stories, and I think that this is one of the fine prints in manifestation.
Yeah, that's so good to leave it to something even more magical than what your conscious mind can configure, because your higher mind, your higher greater self, inner being can see it even better than you can. So you do the best you can to get some type of vision. Going general is totally acceptable and great. And then, if you do want to get into some of the details, you can get into the details. But if you get sometimes too much, you can your mind can go, well, how's that going to happen and when? And so you just this is the art of visualization. It's an art. You have to feel your way when you start adding more images and details. And another mistake that a lot of people have made, I've seen make over the years, is they think they're visualizing like to make it happen. I'm going to make this thing happen. No, the truth is it's already happened. You're visualizing yourself being, doing, and having it to generate the feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's a really important distinction.
It is. And for those of you who want to understand that deeper, like there is literally this quantum model of reality, which, and for me, it's the now. The now is all of it, everywhere, all at once. I mean, it really, your brain should really implode into a black hole, right? Like, we're not supposed to really understand this. But if you can imagine that every single version of you exists in the quantum field. So I'm talking about Hobo Andy and also gazillionaire Andy, philanthropist Andy. All of the Andys that could ever exist are actually actively in the quantum field. Your job is to cherry pick the timeline that you want to jump into. And this is where, through the energetics, this sort of spiritual technology that we have the responsibility of using correctly, we have this ability to be able to like tweak the vibrational quality of where we're at in the present moment. From here, then the story will wrap itself around that vibrational offering. And so this is really like, it can get really abstract and a bit trippy out there, which is why we love it. But like the truth is that your job is to choose your vibe and then let the universe breathe you into the stories and the places and the spaces. Now, as you get better at this, you can be really specific, and that gets super fun. But as soon as you feel any resistance, and this is what Andy was just saying, as soon as you start asking how, like the great Mike Dooley says, the cursed hows, like flag that shit. Do not go there, because that's not your job. Your job is not to put the circumstances and the conditions into place. Your job is to offer the vibrational blueprint, and then the universe will do the rest. So as soon as you feel any resistance, flag that, retreat, go general, and then let the rest of the universe like breathe you into the next chapter of your life.
Yeah. Here's something about the emotion, because one of the reasons behind, like kind of the why behind imagination visualization, is to get you to practice that feeling, to really start generating that emotion consistently. So the more you see it yourself being, doing, and having, you start to see it and believe it. You start to see it and believe it, see it and believe it, see it and believe it. Play inspirational music, drink a little coffee and have some caffeine. So you're really like, woo, I see it. I see myself being on stage speaking. I see myself traveling the world. I see myself, checking my bank account and going, God damn, look at that. Like I've done that. And I'm doing it now more and more. And those things have happened. I mean, I've traveled the world speaking, doing one-day workshops around the world. I met Kat in Australia doing these workshops. And Kat and I have done workshops together. And it's so fun to see it and then move towards it. And so here's the thing. Like, once you're done visualizing the vision, the 5 minutes is up. Let go of the vision, but hold on to the feeling. Mm-hmm. Let go of the vision and hold on to the feeling, and allow the universe to fill in some details there. But the vision is just to get you in the feeling. So now it starts to become your new signature frequency as you're moving through life. So now you're being guided to the feeling and the vision that you're holding, but you're not attached. It has to be exactly this. something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can share another quick story. I living in Boulder, Colorado. There's a lot of small house party events with singer-songwriters and just, a small gathering of maybe 20 or 40 people. And they're so much fun. Sometimes they're open mic nights. And I often will say, hey, let me MC the event. Let me introduce the singer-songwriters, the DJ. Let me introduce the talent. And I get to tell stories and do some visualizations because in Boulder, we're very woo-woo. And I was visualizing myself having just the most amazing fun time, just like being on fire, emceeing a party. I don't know who, when, or where. It'll just happen. So about a month goes by, and a friend of mine, Julian, says, hey, Andy, we're having a party, and would you like to MC? And I was like, yes. And so when I emceed that party that night, it was 11/11. It was November 11th, and 2023, 11/11/2023. And I had my 11/11 hoodie on, and I was emceeing and introducing the different acts and telling some jokes. And like, I was just on fire that night. I was just having so much fun. And then people, between, like, once a band or someone was up doing music, people were pulling me aside and complimenting me, just like I had visualized. I'm not kidding. I visualized getting compliments. People go, wow, what is your name? You're an amazing MC. Oh, well, that joke was really funny. And I was like getting all these compliments and just like, right? So I want to inspire you to do fun little things like emceeing a party. That's not my career, but it's something I like to do. And then there's the big things you want to do. But sometimes doing some of the fun little things, it's, there's not all resistance. It's not like emceeing a party is going to make or break me. It's just an experience I want to have.
Right. It's a really great example, like these little bite-sized moments that are actually, like, when you really think about Andy's story there, it's pointing to a bigger power in him. It's pointing to the actual potential of creating just about anything in reality. And so, like, by cherry picking that little piece from Andy, how can you actually just take the bigger dream that you've got going on and allow yourself to be as easy about it as Andy was about, like, hosting a party and getting compliments and just enjoying the buzz of that. Now, this is really the art of manifestation, and through visualization, we can achieve so much. I actually have a story to share also, Andy, about, goes way back when I first met Andy. I was so wanting to do a animated series for Nowism with the Momentarous and the Now Ninjas and Dr. Now and Tom Morrow and Free Will and Drew Back and all of these fun characters, right? And I remember as I walked down the path of having this really big desire, like a desire that kept me up at night, the big ones. I remember the ache so bad, and I remember thinking, like, how do you get it? How do you get a story like this? Back then, I was basically living in a van. Like, how did little old me get this story in front of people who could really teach me how to create brilliant story structure, like this story that I have and this IP, this intellectual property that I have that's all metaphysical and teaches this epic thing, this ancient wisdom, like, it deserves the world's best. Like, how does little old me do this? And so, I'd learned about it, various animators around the world. I was surrounding myself with the content and just pretending to be a part of that industry, just pretending to hang out with those people. Now, one day I was walking in a mall and I saw in a typo store, which is, I don't know if you guys have those stores, it's like a merchandise place. And I saw a mug, a really shiny red Marvel mug. Marvel meaning Spider-Man, right? That brand.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, that energy, Marvel, the energy of marvelous. And then the brand of those people, Marvel when they were cool too, by the way. Marvel's like, a little bit special these days. But, I remember thinking, I'm going to buy that cup. So I went and I bought this cup, and I decided every single morning when I had my coffee, don't panic, it's organic. I drink my coffee with my Marvel cup, and I would practice in my visualization, in my visioning. I just practice hanging out, having a coffee with the world's best storytellers. And that was all I did.
Wow.
I was really easy about it. I was really playful about it. I just thought, wouldn't that be cool to be an equal where I'm hanging out with some of the greatest animators and story structure people, storyboard artists and this sort of thing, right? And I did this a lot. I did it every day for months and months and months on end. Long story short, fast forward, it turns out I actually have married one of the number one storyboard artists in the world that storyboarded Spider-Man.
Wow.
And he is now like my mentor with all things story, all things free will. Like I am closer, nearer now to all of the things. Now, here's the thing, everybody. When I was drinking from the Marvel cup, I was not trying to marry the Spider-Man guy, right? Like that was not in my specifics.
Right.
It really wasn't. I just wanted to learn. I wanted to have access. I wanted to be a few degrees of separation from these people, you know? And so, but how interesting it is that over time that one of the greatest storyboard artists in the world would contact me in crisis and that I would have this opportunity to assist him through one of the darkest times in his life and to just stoke the fires of this ultimate connection, which like was really a huge plot twist for me. I was not expecting that. And the universe is really fun like this. And this is where I want to place on in this particular podcast of Wake the F Up with Andy Dooley. I want to place on the table here visualization and also visioning. Now, visualization, a lot of the time we tend to visualize around what we think we can get. Now, what you think you can get is very much influenced from your past. And it's influenced from the things that have gone wrong. It's influenced by, you know, your
beliefs.
Desires, your beliefs.
Your limiting beliefs will prevent you from going bigger and
forward,
further. Yeah.
Right. So just tune into this for a minute, what you think you can get. And then how we get into this mode of, oh, yeah, if I do this, then I can deserve that, like our worthiness and all of this stuff. And so it's really interesting when we think about rehearsing our best case scenarios, we're a little bit plagued by our past into how well we can manage to see ourselves beyond the current story and the vibrational set point that we're in. So visioning for me allows for, it's a little tweak in the word, right? Visualization is like flicking through the catalog of the universe and like deciding which bits I want.
Right.
You know, I'll have this,
Yeah.
I'll have this. Visioning means that I've got some ideas of what I want to do. For me, animation, stories, theater, transformational entertainment, this is very general. I have a specific story, right? But when I go into the visioning state, what I'm doing is I'm actually providing the right energetics, like fertilizing the present moment with the ease, the flow, the play, the expansion, the power, the exhilaration, the surprise, the delight. Like when I strip it all back to what we call in the game of now is some flash tags, which are just emotions. When I strip it back to that and I just offer the universe that, suddenly something truly exceptional happens where I get breathed into different places and spaces where the ultimate dream is starting to come true. But I tell you what, I feel like my momentum got a lot better because of my ache with my visualization to get nowism in front of the right people, blah, 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 blah. How do I do that? How, the cursed house.
Yeah.
When I learned about visioning and I was like, I'm just going to drop the details. The universe knows what I want.
Yes.
Like it actually knows. Like I felt a bit humble once when I caught myself out. I was in a crisis and I was trying to tell it what I wanted. And then I felt really stupid. I was like, I'm pretty sure that the almighty Alpha and Omega, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniactive, source of all things now, probably knows more about me than I do. So then it really inspired me, Andy, to drop my specifics a little because I was so clutching on. And then from here, fast forward my story, I'm now in the pool of all these like amazing people where when I was living in the van, how was I going to get into this position? You know, and this is where I want to encourage our listeners to please be easy about it. Please keep letting go of what you think you want, because what you want wants you. And if you can provide the state of being, like what Andy rehearsed us through just now with that visualization, if you can just actually practice the state of being that is a little bit more expanded than where you're at right now, that's a little bit more exhilarated than where you're at right now. And if you can use pictures in a way that inspires you to feel, then do that. But as soon as you feel that ache, you need to drop it like it's hot, man. Drop it. Trust me, my vision has taken so long to manifest because I just didn't get this one thing about my ache was getting in the way, Andy.
Yeah. I so love that you brought that up on some of our other podcasts too, about that aching feeling. Because when you brought that up, I looked at myself and was like, oh, wow, I have an ache in some areas of my life and I've got to let that go. And now I've been visualizing more and more because I've recently had seen some videos on YouTube and TikTok about visualization. I was like, I'm really feeling inspired. Maybe it's the springtime here in, Colorado. Today is the last day.
You're thawing out.
Today is literally, I kid you not, the last day of winter, and tomorrow is the first day of spring. And I'm feeling this energy. And another tip I want to give you guys when it comes to manifestation or visualization, both, is you don't have to see it perfectly. And something I've been teaching my clients recently and inside the Manifestors Cafe is when we visualize together on a call, one of the things we'll do is I'll say, don't try to see a vision and then another vision or try to play out a movie in your mind. I have found after 10 years of coaching, that's very difficult for people. That's difficult even for me. And I'm, somewhat of an avid visualizer. What I do is I close my eyes and I tell a story. When I tell the story, the images automatically come because when the mind thinks of, you're running down the beach right now. Imagine you're running down the beach and you're telling the story. I was running down the beach and I was with all my friends and we were in Costa Rica and we were at this big event and I was speaking and it was sold out and it was so much fun. Like images automatically start coming to mind when I talked about the beach, Costa Rica, a sold out event, a bunch of friends. Like you can see that as I'm telling you those words. And so what I found now is I will sit down after or during my meditation or after, or even sometimes if just a great song comes on. I just did a story today on Instagram of a new song that I found by Prana, who's a DJ mixer, called Insight. And it's just beautiful 4-minute instrumental piece of music. And I would tell the story again and again, like a short story of I'm doing this, I'm traveling here, I'm channeling more divine information. The podcast is getting bigger. My Shopify store generating sales every single day. It is amazing. And as I'm telling that story and the music's playing, the images are happening automatically. So give that a try.
Yes, I love that, Andy. And, there's something so beautiful about simplifying this process. And isn't it funny because when we talk about visualizing and manifesting the things that we want, we can feel like, and this is a misconception of manifestation, is like you only get one shot at it, so don't screw it up. It's like, so people put a tension around it. It's like, oh, I don't want to visualize myself in the wrong house with the wrong car. What if I manifest it? It's like, this is a personal culture that you've got to build into your life and continue to do. You get better and better and better at this. And so be easy about it, be playful about it. Just go into the quantum field and be in the playground of it, because this is where you're building your life from these building blocks. And so the more you just visit that space, the better you'll get at it.
Yeah, the building blocks of imagination, emotion, the belief, because imagination follows belief. And it's really important that you believe that it is possible for you. And you don't have to believe it 100%. But, I saw so many years when I was in Toastmasters, people would come in new, they're terrified of public speaking. And by the end of 3 months, they've given several speeches and they're up there in front of the fellow Toastmasters giving these great speeches. But they just had a little bit of belief that they could be a public speaker. And they did one speech and then another speech, and they visualized themselves getting better. And then finally, they're giving their 7th or 10th speech and they're inspiring everybody and telling funny stories and jokes. And you're just like, I remember when you came in and you were terrified to speak.
Yes.
And now look at you.
It's so awesome, isn't it? And there's something so beautiful about witnessing people transcend their things, it's just, so fun. So fun.
The belief. So start believing. And another thing I do, I'm big now into journaling more than ever before. If you're not journaling, journal. And journal a vision. Tell a vision. Tell yourself the vision. Pen to paper. Inca in the Game of Nowism with Kat, she has an amazing 12-week program where you learn all the characters and can practice the art of being a now ninja and free will in your own story. This is freeing yourself from the lack and limitation and separation. That's what imagination does. It frees you from lack, limitation, and separation. And so by you writing down the vision, by you then reading the vision back, speaking the vision out loud, and at first you might not really feel it. The belief and emotion hasn't really got established yet, but you keep reading it and feeling it, reading it and feeling it. Pretty soon, like this is how this. You're already living it before it shows up, and then you don't even care if it shows up, and then it shows up.
Right, and this is it's sneaky, man. Do you remember when Abraham Hicks used to say? People would write to her and go, "Oh, Abraham, we think that you're trying to just get us to feel good and make peace with where we are, so that we don't want the things anymore." And she's like, it's so funny because is that a bad thing? Like if you suddenly were just totally happy, it's so funny. And the fine print is if you just get happy, you become a better condition for your dreams to come true. So, it's like, make peace right now with what you got.
Make peace. And also, if you still don't know what you want or visualizing is hard for you, that's the point I was coming back to from earlier, is people will say it's hard to visualize. So don't try to see a perfect movie in your mind. Just tell the story. Also, just visualizing yourself, people that you enjoy, that maybe you already enjoy. See yourself at another event or gathering or a workshop that you love. Maybe you love to go to yoga. You love to travel somewhere. Go ahead and it's fun to take a beautiful memory from the past and say, you know what? I'd like to relive that. I'd like to have another experience like that in the future. And then think about that past experience and the people and the fun and the camaraderie and the divine timing of it all, and just how well it went or how profitable it was or how you met these amazing people, and think, well, if I've done that before, I can do that again, and then relive it, but with kind of you're projecting that into the future with that feeling of, oh, now I have something to look forward to.
Yes. Extract the aspects of what's worked, extract the qualities that you've loved. It's the same in relationship. If you have been in a relationship and it was mostly really great, but there were a few things that were like, dun, deal breaker, data collect, take the things that worked and then take that into your visualization and use that data that you have lived to plant the seeds of the next stage of your evolution. It's not so bad that the past influences us moving forwards, but just remember to keep dreaming past who you are currently. And in order to do that, sometimes you got to get more radical. You got to play more. You got to take a dance break, just get outside of your own practical mind. What we're teaching here is not practical. There's nothing practical about it. There are practical steps you can take, but the nature of it is to go into the quantum field and rehearse a best case scenario that's never happened. What?
Yeah, let's do a short 68-second visualization now. So let's everybody listening to the recording. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing, like, comment, all the things. Share it with a friend who you think, hey, maybe you need to remind them to visualize.
Totally.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take a current situation, your what is current reality, something that's you kind of feel stuck in. Maybe don't pick the thing that you're most stuck in, but you can if you want to. But pick something that you're kind of frustrated with and you can feel going forward. There's a best case scenario and there's a worst case scenario. So we're going to see it as it is. We're going to be honest. This is how it is. You know, maybe you've got an ache or pain or a dis-ease in your body. Maybe you're struggling financially and with debt or whatever, or your relationship is tanking, anything like that. And now we're going to, for 68 seconds, we're going to see and feel into the best case scenario. So see it as it is. Then we're going to see it better than it is. See the solution. So right now, think of your situation that's difficult. Think of what that is. And then now allow yourself to receive an image or thought or a phrase, whatever, of what would you like it to look like a step in the right direction. So if you're struggling in a relationship right now, then see the two of you back together, laughing, kissing, holding hands. You know, if you're struggling financially right now, then see the better situation of you being like, I'm now debt free. So you get the idea. All right, so we'll go for 68 seconds. We'll start with just one big breath and then we'll exhale. And then I'll put my phone on for 68 seconds. I'll guide you and get you to feel best case scenario and to see it working out. And we'll play it a few times in our minds. So we'll loop it. All right? Mm-hmm. Sound good, Kat?
Game on, mate. Let's go.
Game on. All right. Big breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale completely. Let it all go. 68 seconds. Okay, close your eyes and just drop in. Breathing into your heart. Activate that love, that light, your chakras. And I want you to feel right now you are the center of the universe. You are the creator of all that is. And you are the creator of your reality. So just feel your creatorship, your love, your light within you right now. And now let's see the best case scenario. Bring into your mind an image. What does it look like and feel like? See a snapshot picture. Feel the yes, I broke through. Yes, there it is. There I am. I'm living it now. I've gotten on the other side. See the happiness. Go ahead and feel the relief that, I break through, other side. And now feel, maybe it's abundance or love or security. What's the emotion that you really, really want to feel here? Go ahead and feel that emotion right now. Feel it vibrating from head to toe. Feel that the abundance, the love, the support. Feel the relief of being on the other side, manifesting the best case scenario. Go ahead, mentally in your mind, say, I did it. I manifested the best case scenario. And go ahead and in your mind also say, I am walking into one of the best chapters of my life. Go ahead and say that again and feel it. Now, what does that image look like? You walking into the best chapter of your life. Go ahead, see an image. If you're not sure what to see you with your hands over your head in the victory pose and you're smiling, you're on the other side of it, you're standing on top of the mountain. Yeah, and on the count of 3, you open your eyes. So 1, feel this love and light. You're visioning it. You're going beyond what is. You're activating the gifts of God's. 2, feel the love and light and transformation taking place. 2.5, giving thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love my life. I love my life. And 3, kaboom.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So good. Thank you for facilitating, Andy. It's good to rehearse my best case scenarios.
Right?
So good.
Live here. Wake the F up.
You know? And everyone's got 60 seconds to spare. You know, people talk about meditation and say, I don't have time for that. And it's like, well, if you've got time to do this, you've got time to visualize, people. You have time. So use the time.
Yes.
Rehearse your best case scenarios. Flex the muscles. Such a good topic today, Andy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks for all your input and stories and perspectives on it. Really, really great. And right now, everybody who's listening, right now, your energy, can you feel how your energy is a different place on that thing? You're literally in a different place. You're now putting out a completely different signal to the universe. The universe is lining you up with the right people, the divine timing, the abundance, the love, the hugs. It's all there.
I love it. It's so good. It's that easy. It's that easy, but you've got to be consistent. So keep turning up.
Yeah, keep turning up. Thank you, Kat. We're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, like, all the good things.
Share the things, you know. Someone in your life needs to wake the F up. Send this to them.
That's right.
Big loves.
Okay, big loves. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Yeah, so that's the show. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe, share it with a friend. We love you. Let's keep creating the good vibes, mastering our state of being, and making the best of everything.
If you want to know more about the great Andy Dooley and the Manifestors Cafe, you can check the links below. If you would like to know more about the game of Nowism and building that toolbox for your consciousness, then check us out. We'll see you there.
Woohoo!
Yeah, baby.